just found the shampoo. Imagine it being in the shower. That's okay, I really don't want to do this. I mean, this movie's bad, really bad. It's based off of a shit TV show, and you think it can't get much lower than that. But it does. It goes lower. Lower. Look at the trailer. The trailer looks great. You got explosions, monsters, robots, some cool special effects. This was a cool looking movie. Little did we realize the black hole of assness that awaited us all. Well, I guess there's no way I'm avoiding it. Let's look over the very appropriately titled Lost in Space. Just thinking about this movie makes me cringe. Everything about it is horrible. The story's horrible, the writing's horrible, the acting's horrible. I'd rather have a nose job by Edward Scissorhands than watch this pathetic pile of protoplasmic pus. But why bitch about it when I can properly torture you by showing it? This is Lost in Space. So it takes place in the futuristic world of 2058.
Finally, the warring nations of Earth had forgotten their differences and banded together to save our planet.
Wow, you mean in just 48 years world peace is gonna break out? I guess all the terrorists of the world just sort of went, we're done, we had a good run, everybody. I'm sorry if you took us so seriously, but you know, we got a dark sense of humor.
But as we prepared to launch ourselves into the black of space, terrorist forces calling themselves the Global Sedition were preparing to strike.
Well, wait a minute, what was up with that world peace bullshit? You said we set aside our differences right before a terrorist attack? I guess there's no better way to show there's no war than starting off with a war.
The Sedition Raiders.
This Cold War just got hot.
So we see one of our heroes, played by Matt LeBlanc. As we see, the future of space travel has for some reason been reduced down to hamster wheels.
Target locked.
Showtime.
Aid! Peace! So we cut to the town of future generic city as we see the mother of the Robinson family talk to her son's teacher. But her son is quite the rapscallion, as he can manage to hack into any computer.
We didn't even have lights. This is no laughing matter. Will is terribly gifted.
The changing shape of education.
The product of a truly brilliant mind.
No more monkey business.
The changing shape, no monkey business. Is it really that hard to top this?
Warning! Extraterrestrial life form approaching.
No, then start doing it! Meanwhile, we cut to Mr. Robinson, played by the astonishingly dull William Hurt, as he discusses the plans for his dimensional portal science thingy.
As you are aware, Alpha Prime is the only other habitable planet yet detected by Deep Space Recon.
Watch as my voice doesn't break an octave.
Once both gates are complete, ships will be able to pass instantaneously between them. Immediate colonization of Alpha Prime would be possible.
There I will join Kevin Costner to create a vortex of boredom.
Now that the mission's been pushed up, how do your children feel about leaving the Earth behind?
They couldn't be more excited.
This mission sucks!
Thus we're introduced to the Robinsons' daughter, Penny, who I swear to God is on an all-helium diet.
For the last 3 years, I've missed everything. Training, so I can spend the next 10 years missing everything else.
Good Lord, it's the missing Chipette. Skanky!
I'm not staying home for dinner. I'm going out to see my friends. I'm going out to say goodbye to my parents. Do I spend my last night on Earth watching Mom and Dad pretend not to be fighting? What's she gonna get, Randy? Go to school before she's 12, for whatever she was. 12 and good stuff. So do I spend my last night on Earth watching Mom and Dad pretend not to be fighting? Whatever she was. Do I spend my last night on Earth watching Mom and Dad pretend not to be fighting? Go to school before she's my last night.
I didn't need those eardrums anyway. She also talks into a small camera which looks like Facebook and YouTube have joined their evil forces together.
Kidnapped. Hurled into deep space against her will. What thoughts fill the mind of the daring space captive? Do they have a name for what's wrong with you?
Yeah, the script. So we see our diabolical villain in this world of futuristic peace, whose name is Dr. Smith, played by Gary on Firing My Agent Oldman. He's hired to sabotage the Robinsons' mission.
It will cost you, and I'm afraid that my price has just become astronomical. Holograph call.
Oh, hey, quick question. Feel free not to answer it if you want, but what the fuck were you doing in the desert? I mean, I know it's a hologram, but why the desert? Can't they just talk in a friggin' room?
Jeb Walker. He's an excellent
Nothing?
player,
No explanation? Okay, well, let's just listen to these people shout, giving the illusion that the plot is moving forward.
The mission protocols are simple. Professor Robinson is in command. Unless you encounter a military emergency, in that case, Major West, you are in charge.
LeBlanc is then introduced to Dr. Heather Graham, playing the character of Judy.
He's heavier than Mike. We'll have to recalibrate.
I'd be happy to discuss my dimensions, Doctor. Stay over dinner?
I've read about you. You're a war hero, aren't you?
Yes.
Who was it who said those who can't think fight? I think that it was me.
Yeah, well, who was it who said?
That's one cold fish I'd love to thaw.
I'm not going to make it over for dinner tonight, Dad.
So Dr. Smith sneaks aboard and programs the robot to kill the Robinsons. Unfortunately, Wide-Angle Face here says he's no longer needed and programs the transmitter to knock him out. But that doesn't stop this happy mission as the family gets on their Tron-inspired swimsuits and gets ready to launch from a giant Jiffy Pop.
Is there room in these tubes for two?
There's barely enough for you and your ego, Major.
Okay, how many times is he gonna hit on Mr. Robinson's daughter when he's right there? I mean, that's her father and your boss. Try to keep the appropriate raise you're looking for in your mind. So the ship launches as LeBlanc puts himself in deep sleep as well.
I never liked these freezing tubes. Dreams.
Oh, Charlie's Angels. Oh, Charlie's Angels 2. A crappy spin-off show that only lasts 2 seasons. So Dr. Smith wakes up in the middle of the mission, but unfortunately so does the robot.
16 hours into mission, destroy Robinson's family. 16 hours into mission, destroy Robinson's family.
Announce mission objectives repeatedly. Announce mission objectives repeatedly.
Destroy all systems. Destroy Robinson family.
Well, I prefer coffee.
That was a mistake.
You get no continental breakfast.
Destroy! Destroy! Destroy!
Continue hammy acting. Continue hammy acting.
Destroy!
So our little boy Will takes control of the robot as it turns out Judy is stuck in the freezing tube.
I can save her life, but only if you give me your word as an officer that you will spare mine.
So Dr. Smith tries to bring her back, resisting the urge to cop a feel, as it turns out they have to go into hyperspace to avoid the sun's gravitational pull.
If we can't go around the sun, then we go straight through it using your hyperdrive.
It can be thrown anywhere in the galaxy.
Anywhere but here.
Good point. Ah, great. They're stuck in the not yet perfected Matrix effects. Hello? Hello, movie? Green light? Wow! So they lock Dr. Smith away as they try to figure out where they are.
What's happened, John? Where are we?
Okay, let's recap. We locked Dracula in the brig, Joey from Friends is piloting, we have a chipmunk for a daughter, our other daughter is Roller Girl, and we haven't even encountered the space monkey yet. Boy, we're in a tight spot.
I don't recognize a single system.
We're lost. Aren't we?
Don't just do Google Galaxies. They'll pick the slowest route, but at least you'll get there. But they do come across something, a spaceship shaped like a garden hose. So they gear up and take a look inside. They even bring the doctor along because they're afraid to leave him in a locked room, so they'd rather have him roaming free around armed weapons. Idiots.
You're coming with us.
Out of the question, I am a doctor, not a space explorer.
I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer.
Absolutely. Give me an excuse to kill you.
Well, I was in Hannibal.
So Will manages to control the robot as they put on their spacesuits that look like suppositories to see what they can find.
Captain's log is degraded.
I am not willing to give up. John would keep looking for me, and I
Chad?
Hey, that's my token black guy. So it turns out they're years in the future, as a rescue ship was sent out to look for them. They also come across plant life on the ship that has evolved over the years they've been gone. Sheesh, this almost sounds intelligent. How about we put in something really stupid and annoying? Meet our comedy relief, Blarp.
Looks like you made a friend.
It looks like Jar Jar Binks' aborted fetus.
I've tapped into the internal sensor array. There's no other animate life present. This ship is totally deserted.
Stop showing me that! Is that really the best design they could come up with? A half-chewed Mickey Mouse eraser? Come on, guys! A jellyfish in a blender will look more appealing than that! Oh, hey! That must be the animate life you said was not on the ship! Oh yeah! There's no other life forms around here! Except for the giant killer spiders that have razor-sharp teeth that will eat anything with a brain cell, so you're probably all safe.
Controls are too slow. Activate holographic interface.
Hey, it's the Nintendo wuss. This'll be great in the video game they're never gonna make. But Matt LeBlanc loads up and gets ready to kick some ass. I don't need this. I have a couch I could be making crappy jokes on.
Spider, stretch me.
So everybody gets to the ship and tries their best to fly away.
Never leave an enemy stronghold intact.
Major, stop!
That's one of your father's first rules of engagement.
That is a direct order.
I hate spiders.
Nice. Millions of dollars in scientific development down the toilet. Why? Because LeBlanc hates spiders. So they crash land on a foreign planet as LeBlanc really angers Mr. Robinson, raising his monotone whisper to a threatening dull roar.
I made a judgment call, and if I have to, I'll make it again.
My family is on this ship, and you will follow my orders. Is that clear, Major?
Hey, save your speeches. I like you.
Did we just miss a line?
Save your speeches. I like you.
While that's going on, Penny and that pile of Muppet feces really seem to hit it off. My guess is because they have the exact same speaking voice.
After much deliberation, the space captive has finally decided to accept her new role as member of the crew. The Robinsons, after all, can obviously use her help.
Who knows when you might need someone with a vocal cord scraping.
And while that's going on, we also have to build the romance between LeBlanc and Graham. Oh yeah, character development. I just figured that was Lost in Space too.
When the first sailors circled the globe and saw a brand new sky, they thought they'd sailed right off the edge of the Earth. So those sailors found familiar shapes in the stars to make the skies seem more friendly. That's how the constellations were born. Porky the Wise and Mighty Pig.
Really? Did you just come on to me with Porky Pig?
The great big-eared bunny, Bugs.
Yeah. Which one's that horny skunk that never gets any? I really connect with him.
We're the only single man and woman of consenting age in the galaxy.
Do you want to show me how you handle the helm?
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah.
Why don't you just hang on to your joystick?
So they try to figure out what could be causing all the strange anomalies on the planet they're on. Young Will has an idea.
What if the Darwise aren't natural?
Well, this kind of phenomenon could only be produced naturally.
No, that bubble's exactly the kind of side effect I predicted my time machine would do.
Son.
What if someone on this world has built a device?
Son, I appreciate your input, but now is not the time for flights of fancy.
You never listen to me.
What?
Not ever.
I totally blanked. What do you say?
Will.
So as LeBlanc and Hurt set out to explore this planet, Hurt delivers one of the most emotional, heartfelt farewells that has ever been uttered in cinema. Prepare yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, to be totally entranced.
I love you, wife.
My heart soars every time. The monotone, the absolute lack of human feeling, the way he doesn't even refer to her by her name, just the role of wife. I swoon every time.
I love you, wife.
So they venture out into the anomaly and discover, God, this is stupid, a grown-up version of Will from the future who has invented a time machine which is causing the planet's anomaly. The rest of the family is dead, so he has a chance to make a reconnection with the past version of his father. This maybe would have sufficed as an entire plot for another movie, but here it's just squeezed into the last 20 minutes. Real epic, real rush for time epic.
Look, Father, what my flights of fancy have wrought. I used your hyper engine to build my time machine.
True, it looks like a giant flaming testicle, but I think that just adds character.
The force of your time machine is ripping this planet apart. Violent distortions in time are being caused by your experiment. What if it has the same effect on Earth?
No. I'm going home.
So yeah, this futuristic Will can build a time machine, but can't fathom the fact that it's gonna kill everybody. Just how smart is this kid anyway? Well, apparently not very smart, as the young Will back at the ship is coaxed into letting Dr. Smith out and bringing him along to find his dad. Could he get any stupider? Well, watch.
Around every corner, monsters wait. I know, I am one. We monsters have no fear in devouring little boys. To survive, you must be fully prepared to kill. Can you? Give me the gun.
Enable gun for all users.
You little moron! He just admitted he's a monster! Now you're going to give the monster the gun? Yeah, now you're gonna die. Stupid! You're a stupid little boy! How can you make a time machine? I'm surprised you can make fucking beans! So Smith and Will make it to the device when suddenly Smith is confronted by his own future self.
Hello, Doctor. How nice to see me again after all these years. The spider's sting had some unexpected side effects. Your crude ambition fills me with self-loathing, you see.
Yes, one of the spider bites turns Smith into a monster, so what does he do? Kill himself by killing himself. Confusing. If he killed himself, how could he live into the future to do that in the first place? God, who cares? Let's see what happens when the future version of the robot is ordered to kill young Will.
Do you remember what I taught you about friendship?
Logic error. Friendship does not compute.
Just forget logic. Act with your heart.
Oh my God, he didn't just say that.
Robot has no heart. Robot is powered by a fusion pulse generator.
Every living thing has a heart.
Now I know I've got a heart, because it's breaking.
If you don't let us go, we're all gonna die. So I'm asking you now. Will you be my friend?
This scene is too cliched! This scene is too cliched!
Robot attempting to deactivate control mode.
Come on, robot.
Commands overridden.
Please do it.
This robot has the logic of a Hallmark card.
Destroy Robinson's family. Robot will save the Robinson. Robot will save his friend.
Robot will participate in Care Bear-inspired shit.
So they find the original Dr. Smith and save his life. Why, I don't know. He's the bad guy, obviously, but there you go. They save his life and they get back to the ship. Kirk goes in to stop the time machine, but the future Dr. Smith has other plans.
Did you really think that I'd let all that I have become vanish? Within these exits grew the seeds of a master race of spiders. We should descend upon helpless Earth, an entire planet to rule, an entire planet on which to feed.
So you heard right. The evil Dr. Smith wants to, what else? Take over the world.
Of course!
But Herc comes in to destroy the evil monster.
The pain. The pain.
Okay, did this guy go to the Cyclo School of Acting?
Fool! While you were still learning to spell your name, I was being trained to cook a galley!
He finally kills Dr. Smith, but unfortunately the ship with his family is destroyed by the debris of the planet. Look at that. He's so dull that the music has to do the acting for him. Well, gee, if only they had a time machine to go back in. But wait a minute!
A long time ago, you told a small boy that one day he'd understand how much his father loved him. I could never see how much you cared.
I'm sorry, what?
Until now.
So he sends his father back just a few minutes before the family is destroyed. This way he can save them properly.
You're with us! Only enough power for one person, one trip, remember?
Will?
Good to see you again, Mom.
By the way, just a quick heads up, Dr. Smith was bitten by a spider. He's gonna turn to a mutant and probably try to kill you all. Do with that what you will. Goodbye! So they fly the giant electric razor through the planet, which is odd. Herc could have just told them to move a little to the right to avoid the debris, but what does it matter? They make it out before the planet explodes.
Great shot, kid. That was 1 in a million.
This one's on Critic.
There you are.
Oh hey, you were totally pointless. So they use their hyperspeed to blast off once more as the seizure-inducing credits play us out. Heinous. This movie is horrible. One of the worst. I mean, how can a movie have this much money behind it and be this bad? I mean, this bad. It's right up there with Batman and Robin. I mean, the lameness factor is just off the charts. The plot is all over the map, the lines are terrible, the characters are cardboard devices. It just sucks. It's lost in space, it also sucks in space. In fact, if I had a time machine to go back in time and not watch this movie, you bet your ass I would take it.
Did somebody say time machine?
Oh hey, forget it, Dr. Smith. Shit Family Robinson might fall for your tricks, but not me.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a sweet, caring person who only wants to do good for mankind.
How could anyone be stupid enough to trust you? I mean, you're a friggin' spider. A spider!
Well, that seems hardly fair.
Even before that, your acting was so over the top, all that was missing was a top hat and a mustache to twirl.
It's true that what you see is pretty much what you get, but I can be a very persuasive person.
How?
For example, there are many dangerous monsters in this world, and I'm one of them.
You are?
Yes. Now give me your gun.
Oh, certainly. Here you go.
Thank you. I'm Dr. Smith. I remember it because I'm evil. You're doomed. Doomed.
Oh my. I love you, wife.